Well, who will go and who will stay has almost all been decided for the 2025 season. As for the terms of one returnee, well, that remains up in the air. We're just over a month away from the draft, and Brett Veach and company continue to bolster up this roster. We talk with the players who are returning right now. What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Happy Tuesday. I'm Hayley Lewis. You know the drill. This is Chiefs News Daily. Preparation for the NFL draft continues. And in the meantime, we're going to check in with some of the returning players. Also, we get to hear from right guard Trey Smith, who says he loves Kansas City, and both he and the Chiefs are looking to come to terms on a long-term deal. We got plenty to roll through, so give us a like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel, and let's get this one going. So the Chiefs kicked off the offseason with a big bang. We all remember it. Placing a franchise tag on right guard Trey Smith. That was going on during the NFL Combine. Smith then signed the tag, which would pay the 25-year-old $23.4 million this upcoming season. However, before he heads into his fifth year, both he and the Chiefs have expressed that they want to come to terms on a long-term deal. Now, Smith recently spoke with Kay Adams on the Up and Adams show, expressing his desire to continue playing in Kansas City.
You were one of two players, my friend, to be franchise tagged this year. T. Higgins got his deal. What's up? Where are we? Where are we in the process?
Yeah, shout out to T. Higgins, man, two Tennessee boys. They were in the same high school class, too, so really cool to see T getting paid. Ultimately, man, I can only focus on just working out and training, and I love Kansas City. It's my home. I love the Chiefs. The fans in Kansas City are some of the best people I've ever been around, and, ultimately, I would love to stay there, and that's my plan.
So in 2024, per Pro Football Focus, Smith graded as the 14th best out of 135 guards. Now, he was notably 10th in run blocking and didn't allow a sack. If Kansas City and Smith strike up a deal before the July 15th deadline, the new contract would take place of the franchise tag. Failing to get it done would mean that Smith is in line to play on the de facto one-year contract tag. So going into the new league year, Kansas City had 28 players on the roster who were set to become free agents. The majority of those set to be unrestricted free agents. So out of all the UFAs, the Chiefs retained 9 out of the 20. Today, we're going to hear from 4 of those players who chose to stay in Kansas City. First up, we got to start it off with linebacker Nick Bolton. He signed a 3-year deal, $45 million contract, $30 million of that guaranteed. Now, the 25-year-old, of course, was drafted by the Chiefs out of Mizzou in 2021 as pick 58 overall. Now, 2025 is going to be his 5th season playing in the league, all of those years being played with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Just have familiarity, having a scheme, having players around me that I'm comfortable with, and just have people that believe in you. I think that's kind of one of the big things for me. They gave me a chance to come out of college, and then after that, kind of let me go into myself and be the leader I wanted to be. So I just kind of felt like that was the best decision for me and my family. Obviously, we had a great football team, a great chance to win. All the things played a part. That's the reason why I'm here. Yeah, man, he just said, this is a great day to start the weekend off. He was out there in Miami, I believe, and enjoying some downtime. I think Coach Reed got the coaches away for a little bit. So he just gave me a call, man, and just said, I was happy to start this weekend off the right way. We had a couple conversations after the season ended, and stuff like that. So we didn't know how this thing was going to go, man, but there's a lot of gratitude, humility on both parties from what we started at and what we got to. So, yeah, man, I'm super happy. Spaz gave me one of those calls, man, kind of like a dad call, man, just like, hey, man, happy start the weekend off, man. I hope you've been doing good, and happy to get you back in the building. So I was super excited, man, and I had a couple calls with him since. Yeah, man, I think I don't think anybody wanted to end the season out the way that it ended. But yeah, man, I think we have opportunity. Think about football is played annually. So yeah, another opportunity to come out there and put your best foot forward for 17 games and give yourself a chance to make the playoffs and kind of do it all over again. So yeah, I think this is a big thing for me. I think I didn't want to leave Kansas City out on a sour note, most definitely. So have an opportunity to come back and get back to work, get an opportunity to go out there and do the same thing next year. I think that's pretty hard, big on my heart.
Next, we're going to hear from wide receiver Hollywood Brown, who joined the Chiefs this past year on a 1-year deal. Now, Brown, of course, as you guys know, dislocated his sternoclavicular joint in the Chiefs' first preseason game, and he did not return to play until late December in 2024 for the final few games of the regular season. Now, the 27-year-old did play in all 3 playoff games for Kansas City, and now he re-signs another 1-year deal worth up to $11 million.
It was tough, but I try not to think about it because I was just so happy to, be there and in whatever way I can help. But of course, it was tough getting cleared and then going from, not doing nothing to practicing and then the next week playing. It was tough, but I mean, you got guys around that, rally, everyone, I'm a pro, study, got myself ready to go to, help the team. But just being excited to now be back in off season and really train my body, prepare my body to, even being better than what I was. I love those guys there, and everyone just, always, we're gonna be back next year. Like, we're gonna do it right next year. And even before I got cleared to even come back, I could feel, people wanted me around, and so that was good for me while I was rehabbing. Kept me always in good spirits, and so we knew we could make it happen for real. No, I didn't really. I mean, except the people in the building, my teammates, my coaches, and it carried me a long way. They know the type of guy I am, the type of work I put in, and essentially that's one of the reasons, I got brought back because, a few games I played, I was there and I was able to open things up for the offense a lot, but wasn't really involved that much. And I just know the impression that I left is something that, I want to show the whole Chiefs kingdom and, really show what I can do.
Up next, we got long snapper James Winchester, who has been with the Chiefs since 2015. The 35-year-old re-signing on a one-year deal worth $1.65 million. Now, he originally entered the league as an undrafted free agent out of Oklahoma. He started out with Philly, so he was with the Eagles in 2013, and then, of course, came here to Kansas City, and ever since then, it's been history.
I think when you first start your career, you're just hoping for an opportunity. You just want to play in a game, want to play a season, so you really have, it's such a hard thing to stay in this league for a long time, and obviously as a specialist, you have the opportunity. Longevity is in your favor, right, with our position. But there's just so many things that you can't control, so many factors, whether it be, different GM, different coach. Obviously your performance is a huge part of that deal and staying in one place for a long time. But there's so many things you can't control. And so, you really just take it game by game, take it year by year. And so, I would have called you crazy if you would have said, would be going into year 11, have had the opportunity to play in 5 Super Bowls and be a part of 3 championships, and that's not including, all the AFC West championships and things that we've got to be a part of. And so, international games, it's been a dream come true. So, I would have said you were crazy, but, being a small town kid from Oklahoma and just wanting an opportunity to go play at Oklahoma and walking on that route and then finding my way to the NFL 3 years later, it has been incredibly special, and it's still getting to live that dream. So it just keeps getting better, it seems. Our goal was to come back to Kansas City. Kansas City's home. It's where I want to be. So really there wasn't a big desire to entertain options with other teams, and had great conversations with the team. Everyone, expressed that they wanted me back. And but that's a process, so when the season ends, there's more, there's higher priority than the long snapper on the team, and I know that. So I've become pretty accustomed to that. So when the season ends, it's kind of like, I knew where they stood, and I knew they wanted me back. But we go about our off-season plans, and I knew that the closer it got to that league year, that I would start hearing from them. And sure enough, a couple weeks out, really the combine, we started talking to them, and my agent had communication with the team, and we're able to come up with a deal there. But it was above what we had anticipated, and we were excited to have the opportunity to sign another go and another year. And at my age, that's what you hope for, right? Is a 1-year deal, and that's what we got accomplished.
Last but not least, we're going to hear from running back Kareem Hunt, who re-signed with the Chiefs on a 1-year deal worth $2.5 million. Now, Hunt rejoined the team that originally drafted him in the 2024 season at the beginning to help fill in for the then-injured Isaiah Pacheco. The 29-year-old was drafted 86th overall in 2017 by the Chiefs. Now he's back again. He's going to be playing alongside Pacheco, the newly acquired Elijah Mitchell, and Carson Steele.
Definitely good to, talk with Coach Reed, and, I want to thank, Veach and, Clark Hunt for them, giving me the opportunity to come back, to get another shot. Culture is just great there, and it didn't end the way we wanted it to, but look, we got a lot of work to do, and I feel like we got another good shot at it. I'm very excited, man, because I feel like that's gonna help me in the long run. Be able to prepare my body for the long run, the long season, and grind, and not have to start from behind pretty much. And I'm just doing whatever, Coach Reed and those guys asked me to do, man. I'll just play my role and go out there, do whatever to help the team win. I mean, this year I just want to, focus on, finishing the job, finding a way to, win that last game, finding a way to, make sure I'm in the best, shape of my life and be ready to, do whatever to help the team win.
Alrighty, folks, that does it for another episode of Chiefs News Daily. You know the drill. We'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you here on Wednesday.